to Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist, your not so typical self-help podcast for therapists, healers, and helpers. I'm your host, Shauna Lovin, a seasoned therapist with a rebellious spirit. This season, we are redefining freedom, fulfillment, and stability without burning out, self-doubt, or playing by the rules of a broken system. We are cutting through the noise and exploring what it means to truly live life on your terms, not by what society expects of us. No more chasing an illusion of success that leaves you drained, because we are embracing the beautiful messiness, the sometimes chaotic journey we call life. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's dive in. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist. Today's episode is for my Gen X babies. You will thank me later for saying the quiet part out loud. Here's the thought. Is this all there is? I remember asking myself this very question. I was in the middle of doing something, but I don't even know what the middle was. Well, whatever it is, I was just thinking, so I have the house, I have the job, I have the partner, I have the kids, the degree, and a great career over time. I've checked all the boxes, and yet I feel like something's missing, like something's off, something's wrong, and wondering who am I really? And if I dare say any of that out loud, people will think that I'm ungrateful. The world probably would have just called it burnout. Or maybe if you're a man, they probably would just say, oh, he's having a midlife crisis. Oh, he'll just buy a sports car. Oh, he'll just run off with some young chick. And then after all that, just blame it on testosterone and then say he needs to get it out of his system. But women, we get a fucking slap in the face and we're told that we're hormonal, irrational, and falling apart. That thought right there, that is the double standard. The invisibility of women in the same exact fucking space. That's where we're at today. So what is a midlife crisis? Well, let's just start off with it's a myth. It ain't nothing there. But it has become some culturally coded phenomenon for men only. Usually it's framed that men are questioning their meaning and chasing vitality. They become some socially sanctioned rebel. And this midlife crisis thing, it's just proof that they've lived. Meanwhile, women of the same age group, I will say, we get this conversation that gets hijacked by perimenopause and menopause. Our existential crisis, our unraveling that we have gets medicalized and minimized, but that's not anything new. Who remembers hysteria? The old white dudes thinking women were crazy, unstable, they were sticking them in hospitals and doping them up to keep them calm and agreeable. Now, at least I can say that we're not being hospitalized, but yes, we're still being doped up. I guess you could call that a win, right? Well, I don't know. I know what you're thinking. How could I be a therapist and be against medication? Well, some medications are helpful, some aren't. And there are just some situations where you need to pick your battles. And a midlife crisis, well, technically that does not require medication. So let's get back to it. I digress and get off of it. Men and women are actually experiencing some kind of collision of burnout, biology, and identity shifts. This is kind of like where you start thinking, I'm exhausted, but I can't stop. Nothing feels right, but I can't burn it all down. I built this life, but I don't want it to live inside of it anymore. My body feels like a stranger. I thought I was supposed to have it all together by now. Or maybe there's just this sense of time is running out. In other words, You have this internal war, desire versus duty, self versus expectation. This is what starts to creep in, and midlife just brings it all to a boiling point. So why is it that men can fall apart publicly? Well, they get that cultural narrative that says this is normal, while women, we're just told to deal with it and we get silence. In our culture, women are invisible in this space. Our unraveling is seen as a personal weakness, not part of the human condition. If we zoom out just a bit, burnout is fucking genderless. But women, we internalize burnout very differently. And that's part of the reason why there's this cultural narrative that is very different from men. Think about if you are a caretaker, a fixer, a therapist, a healer, a helper, or whatever you are to your friend group and family. Midlife comes in and it hits like the Grim Reaper who came in and stole everything in the middle of the night. You did all the right things and you still feel trapped. You experience and your thoughts are normal too. Things are not taboo. They're not hush hush. And they're not that lock her up kind of way thing either. So in this midlife thing, men technically lose their libido, their energy crashes, they're irritable, and they may gain some weight. While women, we have cycle irregularities, mood swings, and this freaking roller coaster of perimenopause. Yet, both of us are experiencing some type of adrenal fatigue, insomnia, hot flashes, night sweats, anxiety in our chest, joint pain, feeling wired but tired, and the constant low-grade dread in our gut. But let's add a level of burnout to all that. It makes our nervous system feel like it's between like fight, flight, and some kind of collapse. There's this hypervigilant gets paired with numbness. So think about that 3 a.m. wake up where your mind just won't shut off. That rage that's bubbling over the small things like the dishwasher not being emptied or started, the noise level in the house, the dogs are barking, the kids are doing whatever. Yeah, that. Or the space where everything is too much. Or you get the opposite of where you just become numb, disconnected, or flat. Most of us feel it in our body, but we just ignore our fucking body anyway. And this midlife thing, this messy middle thing, this is the part that no one wants to put on Instagram. It's the void, the confusion, where we've tried all the green juices and the supplements, but we still rage cry in the car. Trying to fix things with this like wellness band-aids, like meditation apps, yoga challenges, or supplements. Yeah, all of those things are helpful, but they're just not enough. In this middle space, our relationships shift. Some friends fall away because they can't handle your fucking truth telling. Work feels empty. Your body feels unpredictable. You start having to negotiate with yourself, and maybe you start thinking like, maybe if I just tweak my schedule, maybe if I do more yoga, maybe if I just do this one retreat, things will get better. The messy middle, it's really the hardest part because you don't know what's happening or what's coming next. This is where the grief of losing your old identity shows up, even if you didn't like her. And how do you deal with that anyway? This is where human design enters. Human design gave me the language for my energy, my burnout. For me, it was the first tool that didn't say, fix yourself. Instead, it said, here's how you actually work. As a projector, I realized burnout wasn't a personal failure. It was me trying to run like a generator and hustling in ways that was never designed for me. When I learned more about my human design and actually leaned into it, waiting for the invitations, protecting my energy, honoring my emotional authority, and then life just stopped being a grind and just so fucking hard all the time. When you stop fighting your body, stop forcing old strategies, and start experimenting with alignment, this midlife thing, it's not a crisis anymore. It's a fucking invitation. It's a messy initiation into living more honestly. So menopause, andropause, midlife, whatever you want to fucking call it, is not the end. It's just the truth serum. So welcome. You've been initiated into the I Don't Care Club, and now you are a full-fledged member. Welcome. So let's look at this. When we stop treating burnout like a flaw and start looking at it as like a fucking red flag, everything shifts. Burnout becomes a signal. It's not your identity. Human design doesn't erase the mess, but it makes the mess make sense. It gives it language to the mess. It becomes a map of your nervous system recovery that you need. The thing about human design, it also gives you a way to rebuild yourself in that map so you don't abandon yourself yet again. Daily life still looks messy. School drop-offs, emails, mood swings that looks like the Texas weather. But now you have permission to live it imperfectly. And that is the gift. It's not about being polished, but it's about living in the messy middle in real time. Because the messy middle, that's the part of your growth, and that is part of your story. I'd love to hear what lands for you today. Send me a DM, an email, and tell me about your messy middle story. Midlife crisis doesn't always belong to men in convertibles. This is part of your story too. I hope this was helpful. Until next time. There you have it, my friends. Another episode in the books. Remember, it's okay to be a hot mess sometimes. It's all a part of the journey we call life. Until next time, stay rebellious, stay authentic, and keep embracing the beautiful messiness of life. Want to learn more about your unique energetic blueprint? Make sure you download your free chart and learn how it can help you make choices that are aligned with who you are and not who society expects you to be. Please visit ShaunaLovinLPCS.com for more information. Anything mentioned in today's episode will be linked in the show notes. And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe, you share with a friend, leave a review, and keep coming back for more.